Yeah, this video is basically about, I'm on a month-long job here going around a couple different cities in Europe. So it's a travel job. It's also a job that is on location. So that brings its own kind of set of factors when working as a digi and making sure everything's okay. So I just kind of wanted to make this video because I would have loved this video when I was starting out, just to see, and just even now, like I would love to see other digis workflows and setups for kind of different type of jobs like this. Like being in a studio, everything's very controlled and you can have your setup down to a T, but when you're moving around, things need to be lean, mobile, and constantly able to change. So this is the kind of setup that I have brought with me for this job. Not saying this is the best setup, not saying this is the answer to all your questions, but this is just what I am rocking with at the moment. And love to hear your thoughts on what I could do better, or if you have any questions regarding it, don't be a stranger and please do reach out. So basically how this job came about was, it was through word of mouth from another photographer, and the production company was looking for a digi for their LA based photographer for a month-long European job around a few different cities. And they reached out to the photographer, asking if they had any recommendations, and they recommended me because I was actually working on a job with him for the first time like that month. So it was really landed on my plate, which is nice. And then I got an email in the door and they asked me if I was around. I said yeah. We figured out rates, and then I started talking to the photographer regarding her workflow and what her needs are, kind of to make everyone's life work nicely. So we decided, we were thinking about bringing an iPad for the photographer and then a monitor like an ESO or a Apple display for, it was always going to be an Apple display because I own an Apple display. So just trying to figure out which one would work better. We ended up opting for just 2 iPads just to like simplify things, and it's more nimble, you know, which was a bit of a relief, to be honest with you. And it's one less bag to look after going through the airport and going underneath the plane. So the way I'm traveling is I have 3 bags. I have a kind of camera bag that goes on my back. I have a Peli, which is like the 1535, the one that goes on the plane. And then I have like a big DB 90 litre big roller case, which I have my clothes, a few of the heavier bits, and the light stand and the tripod in. And then when I go on jobs at the start, for the first day or two, I brought both the Peli and the backpack. And now what I've done is I've just kind of refined everything that I actually need. It's all in the backpack now. So now I just leave the room, I was going to say house, I leave the house with just the tripod with the laptop and stuff on the plate, and then the bag of tricks really, with everything that I need. So the reason why I borrowed this backpack, I usually wouldn't have a backpack, but the reason why I borrowed this backpack off one of my friends is because it actually has 2 tablet pouches, which means I can travel with both iPads on my back, and they're really well protected in those pouches, so it's really nice actually. So the 2 iPads, I'm using both iPad Pro 13 inches. One is an older one, and then one is like a really new one, which I'm hiring. So yeah, so it was kind of, this is an interesting problem that I had to solve. Was okay, so they want a second, so the production company, we decided on not doing the big monitor and doing an extra iPad. So I was like, okay, this is a nice opportunity for me. Instead of paying €1,000 for like an iPad for 10 days, is I can actually just pay my €1,000, €1,200, get the iPad, get the cage, and that means instead of me handing over €1,000, So either way, I'm kind of handing over €1,000 if you think about it. Either I hand over €1,000 to the hire house and I have to hand the iPod back at the end of the month, or I hand over €1,000 to the couple different shops that I bought the bits off, but I actually get to keep the iPod in the job. So for me, that actually made more sense, was just to buy the iPod and the kit outright in that thought process. So you're rocking 2 iPads. So the iPads are being ran off the Capture One Studio app, which is good. It's working very well, and that's being done through the GL Barrel Wi-Fi router. If I was to prep for this job again, I'd just get a second backup one of those just in case. But I do have the Holyland Mars 4Ks with me as well, just as a backup in case the app goes down or the Barrel Wi-Fi goes down, which hasn't yet. We've had a few situations where the iPad app has crashed out, but we're trying to resolve that at the moment. I think Capture One actually came out with a software update there recently, so let's see if that has made it a little bit more solid. But it's not a huge problem, it's just a situation where I just need to keep on going back into the app. It's not like the world is ending or anything. The 2 iPads, one has kind of like a camera strap around the neck and the handles, and then the other is on a stand, a light stand, which you're on at the moment. And this kind of allows me to be kind of dynamic, where if the photographer needs to move quick, she can throw it around her shoulder or throw it on a table. And then if it's a more kind of settled shot, I can bring over the stand and it can be in a locked off position. So it's nice to have both ready to go at all times. I'm powering both of them off a V-Lock. But to be honest with you, they last pretty much the whole day. They're both fairly new iPads. The battery is pretty good in them. So yeah, it's actually working really well. And then I haven't really had to charge the iPads off a V-Lock really at all, because when we break for lunch, I always make sure that I do my backup and put everything to charge during lunch. And that usually brings them back from like 90% or like 80, 85% to back to 100 within like a half an hour. So I've got no real worries about the iPads running out of charge. But I did buy, I bought 3 V-Locks, 98 watt V-Locks for the trip. 98 watts because, well, it's actually 99 now, I'm looking at them. 99 watt because that's the biggest one you're legally allowed to travel with. So it just means you're not going to get the whipped off you at the airport, which is nice. So they kind of power the laptop as well, and I would usually go through two V-Locks, the MacBook Pro, which is grand. But yeah, other than that, really, that's pretty much the whole setup. Yeah, there's a few other bits and bobs, and then I just charge the batteries overnight in the hotel room, which is grand. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Using this new Fuji X100 Mark VI. So hopefully I've recorded this whole thing correctly. I didn't record it right the first time, so this is round 2, so it's actually a bit of a shorter video. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm rocking with at the moment. Let me know if you have any questions, or if you can suggest a better way. But yeah, there you go. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah.